The morning sun filtered through the glass canopy of Terminal 2 at Chicago O'Hare, throwing long shadows across the polished floors. At 9:02 a.m., a woman walked in with a presence that didn't demand attention, it commanded it. Cameron Blake moved with a deliberate grace, her every step a quiet pronouncement. 42 years old, she was the founder and CEO of Blake Technologies, a tech conglomerate renowned for transforming bankrupt startups into multi-million-dollar beacons of innovation. Her name was etched in industry journals, her patents studied in business schools, and her influence, though discreet, was undeniable. She wore a crisp navy pantsuit, sharp-angled but unflashy, tailored with surgical precision. No designer lobos, no exagerated accessories. Just a subtle gold watch, ticking in calm defiance of the chaos around her. Her hair was braided and tucked into a low bun, her face set with calm assurance. Over her shoulder hung a leather tote, minimalist, elegant, and unmistakably powerful. Her destination was Gate C-14, Flight 214, first class to Seattle. As she approached the check-in desk for Horizon Air's premium service, she encountered her first obstacle, a man named Travis Fielding. Mid-30s, slumped posture, crooked name tag. He didn't look up as she reached the counter. "Boarding pass," he grunted, barely concealing his disinterest. Cameron slid her ticket across. "First class. Blake. Cameron Blake." Travis picked it up, scanned it once, then again, frowning. He pushed it back across the desk with 2 fingers like it was something sticky. "You're not in the system. Try economy check-in." Cameron blinked slowly. Her voice remained level, but it cut with steel. "I'm in the system. Recheck it." He chuckled under his breath, eyes never meeting hers for more than a flicker. "I did. You're not listed for this flight. Maybe you booked coach." She didn't budge. "No. First class. Confirmed. C2A. Paid for. With a company card I bill from scratch." His shrug was nonchalant, but his tone was smug. "Then take it up with customer service. You're holding up the line." The man behind her, white, early 50s, golf polo and Rolex, got a warm "Good morning, sir," and a nod from Travis. Cameron didn't miss the contrast. She stood still. "I'm not moving. You're going to recheck that screen. Now." There was no escalation in her voice, just an unshakable certainty that made Travis blink. He tapped harder at the keyboard, the screen flickering like it shared his frustration. "Ma'am," he said finally, "I'm calling security if you don't move along." From the side, another agent stepped in. Danielle Rhodes, arms crossed, face tight with suspicion, as though Cameron had wandered into a place she didn't belong. "What's the problem?" Danielle asked, already sizing Cameron up as the issue. "Your system is the problem," Cameron replied flatly. "I paid for first class. Fix the error." Danielle snatched the boarding pass, scanned it, frowned harder. "Nothing. No match. You're not boarding this flight." Travis folded his arms triumphantly. "Told you." Passengers behind her were beginning to grumble. A woman in pearls sighed dramatically. A man with a Bluetooth headset muttered about missed meetings. Cameron reached in her tote, pulled out her phone, and held up the confirmation email. "See, flight, date all there. Explain this." Travis barely glanced at it before scoffing. "Fake confirmation. Could have photoshopped it. You're not boarding." Danielle stepped closer, thumb hovering over the call button of her radio. "Last warning. Move, or we bring in airport security." Cameron didn't flinch. She pulled her phone back out and scrolled to a contact she rarely used, a name she saved for moments when people needed to remember who she was. She tapped the screen. "Evan," she said crisply. "O'Hare. Gata C-14. Horizon Air. They're denying me." "Confirmed ticket. Handle it." Evan Jacobs, her chief operating officer and her closest ally, didn't hesitate. 2 minutes, he replied. She hung up and looked straight at Travis. "You want to stop typing? You're out of your depth." Travis blinked again, suddenly aware of the sweat beading at his hairline. Danielle's radio crackled. She turned away slightly, pressed it to her ear. As the voice crackled through, her expression shifted from smug to shaken. She glanced over her shoulder at Cameron, then whispered into the receiver, "Yes, she's still here." Yes, her name's Blake. No, I don't have VIP clearance. I didn't know. The terminal began to buzz with complaints. A family with a toddler looked frustrated. A businesswoman glared at her watch. A tall man in a red scarf began recording on his phone. Then the intercom crackled. Attention passengers. Flight 214 to Seattle is temporarily delayed. Please stand by for further updates. Cameron said nothing. She didn't have to. The silence around her was louder than any accusation. A moment later, the crowd parted as a Horizon Air supervisor hustled toward the counter. Curtis Monroe, late 40s, red-faced, out of breath, with a lanyard flapping against his chest. He spotted Cameron and froze. "Miss Blake," he gasped. "I'm so sorry. We've had a major system flag. You were in the VIP list, but something buried your record. We're correcting it now." She stared him down. "Why was I flagged in the first place?" Curtis hesitated. I don't know yet. You'll find out." "Yes, ma'am. And those two." She pointed to Travis and Danielle. "They assumed. They dismissed. They disrespected." Curtis's throat bobbed. "They're being removed from rotation. Immediately." "Good." Cameron picked up her tote, took 3 steps, then paused. She turned slowly, her voice steady and ice cold. "They don't speak to another passenger until they're retrained. And not by each other. Make it formal. Make it count." "Yes, Miss Blake." She walked toward the gate without a backward glance. The air parted for her like glass melting under heat. Inside the cabin, the flight attendants greeted her with tight, nervous smiles. "Welcome aboard, Miss Blake." She nodded curtly, slid into her seat, and didn't speak. Her mind replayed every moment: Travis's smirk, Danielle's threat, the second they realized she wasn't bluffing. Her phone buzzed. "Evan, you good?" She replied, "Handled. Hard." He sent a fist emoji. She didn't smile. Not yet. Back at gate C14, Travis was escorted to the back offices. His badge tossed onto the desk. Danielle sat alone, staring at a training manual that hadn't changed in 10 years. By noon, Horizon's internal email server was buzzing. Blake's name flagged as "Do Not Obstruct." Every supervisor briefed. Every system audited. Cameron landed in Seattle with her stride unbroken. Evan met her at the jetway. "Heard you lit the place on fire." "No," she said. "I made them taste ash. It's not the same." He grinned. "Lunch. Work first. They'll remember this." That's the point. That night, Curtis sent a formal apology. Disciplinary action confirmed. System review underway. Cameron didn't reply. She didn't need to. She'd made her point. No explosions. No tantrums. Just truth, sharp and controlled, driven into the foundation of a system that needed to be shaken. For every person ever told they didn't belong, Cameron Blake left behind a scar. Not for revenge, but so they'd never forget. And some lessons? They don't need to be shouted. They need to sting.